Hey everyone, welcome back to Unbiased Magic Reviews, the place you come to learn about the magic you care about. Today, I'm going to be doing a quick review for you guys regarding David Regal's latest release on Penguin Magic called Not This, This.
Magical life has been saved with not this, this. They're in sync. They walk you to an office. They say, "That's Mr. Anderson. Show him some magic." I know what you're thinking. I left my deck at home. I left my thumb tip at home. Why are all bosses named Mr. Anderson? Well, with not this, this, all you need is a piece of paper, a couple of pencils or pens, and you can perform a feat of mentalism that seems like a bizarre occurrence. People will look at each other, wonder if that really happened. This is going to be, I'm going to take a wild guess. I'm going to put this prediction right there. I can't change it, right? It's sitting right there.
It's sitting right there.
You hand out business cards. You have them make simple shapes on the business cards. A star is good. Here. Do whatever you want. You fold up the business cards. They hand you one. Oh, but they almost went over there, didn't they? They almost picked this one, but they did pick that one. Here.
Oh, that
nice.
card's gonna be your card, bro. Watch.
Wait, this car right there, bro.
Watch, it's gonna be it.
It's right there, bro.
There's four. Push four of them to me from anywhere.
You know I was gonna push that one?
You have three more to
How
go.
about that one?
Keep going. Okay. One more.
Sight, see, look, yeah.
Oh, I thought you were going to go there. You didn't. Okay. Yeah, I don't want to touch it. I don't want to touch it. What'd you get? What'd you get?
I don't know what that is.
It's a triangle. Triangle. I guess it's a triangle. I thought you were going to go. I was wrong. I thought you were going to go here. It's a circle. But you didn't. But, you know, before we started, I drew something.
Yeah.
I said, not the circle, the triangle. Not this. This. So thank you. Thank you for following along on the train tracks of my freaking
Did you know?
Your prediction doesn't just show the one they ended on, it shows the one they almost ended on. It's a double prediction. We're in sync. When you're done with the effect, you can leave everything with them. There's nothing to find, no secret to unearth. I'm David Regal, and I guarantee you will find times you're very happy you know. Not this. This.
So David Regal has been putting out various magic effects that are directly coming from his books. He recently put out Change for a 5 that came from his book Approaching Magic, and now he's released this impromptu mentalism effect called Not This, This, that comes from Constant Fooling Volume 2. Now, I've either owned or I still own all of his books, including his newest book, Interpreting Magic, which I'm actually considering to maybe also do a review on. But I'll tell you guys that the book Constant Fooling Volume 2, I actually don't own it anymore. I've sold it a while ago. That's the good thing about magic books, is that you can absorb the material and then they really hold their value. You can sell them pretty quickly if you want to get your money back from them. Now, I was expecting that maybe David Regal was going to add something new with this direct download, but unfortunately it's pretty much exactly what I remember from his book. So for $10, you're going to get a 15-minute instructional and you're going to learn this impromptu mental effect. If you're not familiar with the premise of this, it's very simple. Basically, you ask your spectator to write some symbols on the back of a couple of your business cards. You help them out and you write a few symbols yourself. Then you make a prediction. They go through a procedure of selecting one. And so you show them that obviously what you predicted matches their selection. And as a kicker, there's like a one-off because you also show that they almost predicted something, but they didn't. And you show that you also predicted that with the shape on your card, but with an X through it, showing that they almost predicted that. So I'm going to give you guys my initial impressions of the effect. Answer some basic questions you probably have. And as always on this channel, I'm going to give you guys my personal recommendations especially if you're interested in a very good impromptu mental effect that's similar but far superior. I hate to say that out loud, but it's the truth. You know, I have to be honest and unbiased with you guys. So basically, here's the things. My initial impressions are that I think the effect is workable, but not one that I would ever use myself personally. This is not like an effect that I would jump to. And the reason is because there's two main reasons. One, I don't like the procedure. Anytime you make a prediction, there's only two ways that you can actually make that effect come to an end successfully. And one of those ways, you have to make it seem like the spectator really had free choices. And so that's why I don't like the procedure here. In this type of effect, many magicians, mentalists have tried to work solutions around it. And a lot of times it feels like, keywords here, a force. Because the procedure is very weird. Because think about it in this way. If you could do this for real, what you would do is you would put out the different options and you would just tell the person to select one, and that's it. Just choose one, and that's it. Whatever you go with is what we go with. That would be ideal. So that's the reason why what you want to do is you want to find a routine and effect that's like that. So the other things I don't like about the effect is I don't like that the effect has literally no real presentation. It's just, here's some odd shapes and you're going to just choose one. It just feels very detached. There's no real meaning behind it. And I can understand that in some instances, who cares, because it's a quick impromptu effect, but at the same time, it really doesn't have any spectator buy-in. And with all the procedure involved, I think you can quickly lose your audience if you're not careful, especially if you're performing this for more than one person. I think other people watching probably would just kind of lose interest very quickly in this. The other thing I really don't like is I don't like the fact that he's taking the business cards and he's turning them over, so that way you supposedly don't know where the different objects are on the cards, although he does immediately point out, oh, you almost chose this, meaning I knew where this one was for sure. And that really doesn't look good, because that makes it seem as if you're guiding the spectator down a road because you know what's on the cards. Ideally, it would be better if you wrote down the different shapes on the cards and then you mix them up so nobody knows where anything is. So it really is a total random choice. That would be ideal. And that's why another reason why I don't like this routine overall. I think it is workable and you can use it, but it's not something that I would never recommend this to anybody. I'm actually shocked that this is trending as #1 on Penguin Magic. I mean, that's just my own opinion. But some questions that you guys probably have is how difficult is it to perform? It's extremely simple as long as you follow the script correctly and do what you're supposed to, then it's really not difficult at all. It is procedure heavy, so that some people will probably not like that very well. Has this been done before? Many times. The methods behind this are age old and there's nothing new here about this. Obviously, there's no angle issues that you have to worry about. This is instantly repeatable if you wanted to, although you probably wouldn't want to. So just to recap, the appealing factor of this effect to most of you will probably be that it's impromptu, extremely easy to perform, that it does have an extra kicker prediction ending, which I will argue that to some extent that's not as strong as you may think, because the one-off type of prediction is usually better. Like, for instance, if I write down a 2-digit number on a card and ask somebody to think of a 2-digit number, and the number they come up with is one off from what I wrote, that's when it's really strong. In this type of effect, I could see how some of you will think it's strong, but keep in mind that they could have almost chosen any of them. So even though you're predicting what they almost chose, I don't think it's as strong as you may think. Of course, the big negative aspects of this effect is that the presentation overall is pretty weak. And maybe in a way you may say, well, who cares? It's just a very quick impromptu effect. So some of you may not really care about that. The other aspect is the procedure. It's extremely procedure heavy, and the spectator is going to feel that they're being led down a path, which for me, that nixes the effect totally. I definitely don't like that. I also don't like the fact that the way David Regal presents this with his business cards face down, trying to hide the shapes, but he doesn't mix them up. And the other part that really doesn't make sense is that when they almost choose one of the objects that you've predicted that they almost chose, you immediately point out, oh, look, you almost chose the circle. You know, you almost chose it. So how did you know exactly where the circle was? By you doing that, it telegraphs that you know where all of the shapes are. So honestly, I would not recommend this effect to you guys, and I would rate this as a 2 out of 5 overall. I'm not saying it's not workable, it's just not what I would recommend. And as always, I'm going to give you guys a much better alternative, an effect that feels like a real free choice. And that effect is called science fiction prediction, okay? Now, this effect can be found in a ebook that was put out by a Bolivian mentalist. You can actually pick this up at library.com, and it was called Bolivian Brain Bafflers. The name of the mentalist was Marvoy, I'll actually put the name of it here on the screen. And in there, the effect, science fiction prediction, it is awesome. It is just awesome, because this is the type of impromptu mental effect I would perform if somebody says, oh, just show me something. And the reason is because the presentation is interesting enough. You ask the spectator for a couple of names of people, and you're writing them down on little pieces of paper, and then you tear them up and you mix them up, and you tell them that you're going to come up with a story here where one of the names are different characters, and one of them is going to defeat the others. And then you make a prediction, and basically the prediction is that the name of the story. Like for instance, like Ivan defeats everyone or something like that. And then basically it is like the cleanest type of selection process that I've ever seen in this type of manner, because you literally could tell the spectator, choose one, you know, and they can choose one. And, you know, that will, the thing is that it's using multiple principles. So it will never feel like they're being forced anything. It will never feel like you're taking them down a road. And it's because this mentalist has added some clever aspects to it, which make it seem really, really strong. The people that I've showed this for, it just leaves them speechless completely. This is the impromptu mental effect that you're looking for. If you're wondering, oh, I really would like to have an impromptu mental effect that will really hit hard, this is it. And guess what? You heard it here on Unbiased Magic Reviews. I'm the one that recommended it to you, so don't forget that, you guys. So if you do yourself a favor, pick this up and check it out. And you're gonna see that it's extremely strong because it's using multiple layers of methods. I really like this. I really like that you have the papers out there. You tell the person, well, you know, we're gonna go through a process of elimination here, just like the normal presentation, and you tell them, choose one. And you could tell them, you wanna change your mind? No? Or you wanna go with that, you know? And the interesting thing is either one, they're going to definitely make a choice, you know, whatever they choose is what they go with, or two, we're gonna eliminate everything but one. So it kind of has that kind of Kurutsaki feel to it, but just totally different method. And it's so strong and so simple that I myself am like, wow, this is crazy good. Why didn't I think of this myself? It's that good. So it's really nice that you can find these little gems in old manuscripts and books, because I'm telling you guys, this was published back in 1984 and people don't pay attention to the old literature. So do yourself a favor, pick this up. You will be thanking me in the long run. You'll be saying, wow, that was such a good recommendation, because I'm telling you guys, this is one of my top 5 impromptu mental effects. If I have to tell you, like, what are the 5 effects that I have on the back of my mind ready to go at any moment for somebody that says, show me something, this is it. So anyway, that's my recommendations for you guys today. I hope that you are enjoying my reviews as always. And if you have any comments, please leave them below. Please also subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any of my reviews. That's pretty much it for now. I will see you on the next review.